Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we turn corporate filings into something you can actually understand. Today we're diving into a report from Calidi Biotherapeutics. Let's just say, after looking at this, I'm not sure if they are curing cancer or just giving it a complicated name. This report is about a meeting where shareholders voted on some pretty important stuff for the future of this company. We're talking about everything from who's on the board to potentially changing the value of their stock. Before we dive in, if you're into getting the real story behind these kinds of documents, make sure you're subscribed. We've also got a Discord community where you can chat with other investors. You can find the link below. So this report is all about their annual meeting about a month ago in July, where shareholders got to vote on some key decisions. It looks like of the existing nearly 32 million shares, about half were present in person or by proxy, enough for the meeting to happen. First up, they voted on who gets to sit on the board of directors. James Skonek and George Peoples are elected as Class 2 directors. They will be in that role for 3 years until the 2028 meeting. Let's see how the votes broke down. For James Skonek, about 6.5 million votes were cast in favour, while just under 1 million voted to withhold. And then there's a big chunk of about 9.3 million which are labelled as broker non-votes. George Peoples had a similar outcome with about 6.6 million votes for, compared to 1 million withholding and the same 9.3 million broker non-votes. Broker non-votes happen when your broker is holding shares for you, but they don't get instructions from you on how to vote in certain situations. Next, they had to approve their auditor, the person or firm that checks their financial statements. Think of it like having a second pair of eyes ensuring no funny business. They re-upped with CBIZ CPS for the year. Looks like about 15.6 million votes approved the appointment. Nearly 1.3 million were against it and about 68,000 abstained. Then things get really interesting. Stockholders approved an amendment that could change the value of the stock through a reverse split. Basically, the company has the option to take a bunch of existing shares and combine them into fewer shares. This makes the price per share go up, but doesn't actually change the overall value of the company. In this case, they can do a split anywhere between 1 for 2 and 1 for 19, and the board gets to decide the exact number. So if they did a 1 for 10 split, every 10 shares you own would become just 1 share, but each share would be worth 10 times as much. This can be done to boost the stock price and potentially attract different kinds of investors. Over 14 million people voted for letting them do it, almost 2.6 voted against, and very few abstained. If a reverse split doesn't make the company better or worse, it's just a cosmetic operation. In general, you don't really see a healthy company reverse splitting, so this could be concerning. The final vote was on changing the rules of their 2003 equity incentive plan. This plan allows them to give employees and other stock options the right to buy shares at a certain price. They increased the number of shares available by a decent amount, nearly tripling existing shares for grants under the plan from about 400,000 to almost 30. Big giveaway in general that translates into dilution for the existing shareholders. About 5.8 million approved it, a solid 1.7 million were against, and 111,000 abstained, with the broker non-votes again at about 9.3 million. Apparently they also had a potential plan to delay if not enough votes came in. That was unnecessary in the end. To right, let's zoom out a bit and think about what this all means for Calidi Biotherapeutics. It seems like the company is trying to get its ducks in a row, electing directors, confirming the auditor, a reverse split to raise the stock price, and granting more stock options to who knows who. This all suggests they might be gearing up for some big moves and are trying to increase their share price. The reverse stock split approved gives them flexibility, but it's generally not seen as a sign of strength. Also, expanding equity incentives dilutes the ownership of current investors. Overall, I remain cautiously skeptical. The company is tiny. Is really on track? Or are they reverse splitting their stock and expanding equity options just to keep things afloat? Alright, that's our breakdown of Calidi Biotherapeutic annual meeting. What's your take on these decisions? Are they setting themselves up for success, or are there some red flags here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.